Social anxiety. It's not just for middle schoolers, it's not just for high schoolers, it's not just for the weak. It can creep up on anybody. And when it does, you are gonna want these 5 action steps to take to get over it. These are the action steps where you can obliterate any fear. If fear walks into your life, do these 5 things and you will be able to obliterate. These are specifically for social anxiety, but all fears stem from the same bullshit. So I'm gonna go over how to obliterate fear in this video.
Grind hard, well done, sir, and welcome to the freaking well show.
So if you guys have ever spoken in front of hundreds of people, maybe even just 10 people, maybe just 4 people at the dinner table and you were really nervous, that's social anxiety. Maybe you experienced social anxiety during something as small as walking around the grocery store. You felt like a weirdo, you felt like you couldn't talk to anybody. If you've ever experienced situations like this, these 5 steps will help you get over that anxiety. At the very end of this video, I'm gonna give you a challenge. So if you're dealing with serious social anxiety or maybe even just mild social anxiety and you wanna step your game up, stay to the end for that challenge. Okay, first thing is you have to understand the fear. You have to understand where the fear is coming from. The fear is coming from habitual thought patterns. Know that habitual thought patterns aren't real. They're fake. Whatever conclusions you draw from your thought patterns, that was you. You were the one that did that, and realize that. Realize that the interpretation you gave to whatever happened or whatever you think is going to happen, that's all you. It's all your brain. We have a 50 million year old brain, and it is programmed to keep us alive. That's why you're still here. You're the descendant of thousands and thousands of offspring. You've never died. Since we were little tiny cells, if you believe in evolution, the theory of evolution, since we were little tiny cells, you are the offspring of all of them. Not one of them have died because of this brain, because of this fearful brain. It's kept you alive. So thank your brain for that fear. The fear keeps you alive. And realize that that fear is programmed to run from tigers. It's programmed to run from lions. It's programmed to keep you alive. So whenever your brain is experiencing rejection, it thinks you're about to die. So if you're at the grocery store and you're scared to ask someone where the peanuts are, why would you be scared of that? You're scared because of rejection, because your animal brain thinks, oh, if I get rejected emotionally, it's the same as dying. So your brain pushes that away. So realize, and I'm gonna show you guys a little chart here. You guys gotta realize that this pattern, it's archaic. It's old, it's not valid anymore. So you have your fear, which is programmed in you from a 50 million year old brain. You have the event. Whatever the event is, it might be as big as speaking in front of 1,000 people and freaking out that they're all gonna reject you, or it might be as small as walking around the grocery store and someone smirks at you. Whatever the fear is, or whatever the event that you're afraid of, that's what's causing the fear. Dissect that fear. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? What outcome am I afraid of? Are you scared of being rejected by a really hot girl or a really hot guy if you're a girl? Ask yourself, dissect it a little bit. Realize that after the event happens, you always have some self-talk. So after the event that causes social anxiety, maybe you're sitting at a dinner table and you're worried about what everyone's gonna think about you if you voice your opinion. Your self-talk before and after the event, but this is after the event self-talk, you're like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I sounded like a loser. I sounded like this, I sounded like that. So you're reinforcing the fear. You were scared you're gonna sound like a loser. You said something. Who knows if they thought you were a loser or not, but your self-talk said, oh, they thought I was a loser. So you're reinforcing this. So this is a step we can change this portion of the fear cycle. But the problem with the negative self-talk is it reinforces a belief, and then next time the event's about to come up again, the fear is still there because of that self-talk. So you literally make it worse. The fear is only gonna get exacerbated over time. And that's why you need to implement these 5 techniques to make sure that you break this cycle. Otherwise, you are just gonna turn into a super fearful person if you keep reinforcing this belief and keep having these negative thought patterns. So understand your fear, and understand the psychology of fear, and it takes away from fear itself. All fear is made up and reinforced by your brain's negative interpretation, which you have control over. So before I go about changing your interpretation of the event, it's important to realize that it's hard to change thoughts. Anyone who's tried meditation and tried to use willpower to suppress thoughts, you know how hard this is. You can't. So that's why at step 2, we're gonna break your physiology before we break the thought pattern. Changing the physiology itself is gonna change the thought pattern. So you have to get yourself in state. I learned this from Tony Robbins. Whenever you feel yourself in a fearful state, maybe you're at home and you're feeling socially anxious, but if you're out in public, you can still implement these techniques. You might want to go to the bathroom, otherwise you're gonna look like a weirdo, but you're gonna want to breathe really, really hard. Still. Shake yourself. Hit yourself like this. Whatever makes you feel good. You want to move your body as much as possible. Make sure you clear your nose out, because that's gonna get all your boogers out. You want to go crazy. You want to get your heart running, racing. You might want to go on a run. You might get yourself in state. Really move yourself. So break that pattern by changing your physiology, and you won't be able. You're not going to be in what I call a bitch ass state anymore. You're not going to have these thought patterns that are filled with bitch assness. You are now going to feel great about yourself. That's when step number 3 comes in: gradual exposure. Before gradual exposure, you want to change your interpretation before and after the event. So gradual exposure, I'll get to that in a second. But after you change your physiology, oh, wrong one. After you change your physiology, you want to change the focus. So really identify whatever focus that was. Like, you really want to have a vivid picture in your head of whatever outcome you're afraid of. So imagine that outcome in your head. Imagine what you were so afraid of. Were you scared of your face turning red in front of 10 people at the dinner table? Were you scared of everybody laughing at you? Were you scared of someone just, he's a loser, whatever it is? Take that, make it a picture. Okay? Make that a picture. And what you're gonna do with that picture, okay, let's take the your face is turning red analogy. You're scared that everybody's gonna laugh at you when your face turns red. Okay? Take that picture of your face turning red, make it a cartoon. Okay? Make it a cartoon and blow it up. Make it a cartoon, blow it up, and add something really, really silly to it. The silliest thing you could imagine. You can add makeup all over your face, you can add a weird hat, you can make yourself completely naked, you can make your body parts different sizes, huge hands, and then make the situation crazy. People laughing at you, make them laugh super hard, like alien laughing. I don't even know what alien laughing is, but make them do something crazy. So that you just took away the seriousness of the situation. Do that over and over again. That in and of itself, that technique will really obliterate so much fear in your life. If you take it seriously, whatever you're scared of, identify what outcome are you afraid of, take the outcome, make it a picture, cartoonize it, and just make fun of it as much as you can. Then you want to change your focus. So you want to see whenever you are thinking about whatever you're afraid about, whatever you're focusing on, oh, I'm scared they're going to call me a loser, change it. Don't focus on that. Change it to something positive. Change it to something you're grateful for. Oh, I'm grateful for, and it's got to be true. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be about the social anxiety situation. It doesn't have to be about the situation at all. Just something you're grateful for. Redirect your focus. You thankful for water? Be thankful for water. You thankful that you're breathing right now? Be thankful for that. Something simple. Focus on that instead. Okay. Then the actual technique we're going to get into is gradual exposure. So you want to catch these thought patterns when they come up. You want to expose them. You want to understand them. You want to cartoonize them. But then you actually have to get out there. Sometimes you're not going to be able to suppress. It's not suppress. You're not suppressing the thought patterns. That's going to make them worse. You're taking them and you're changing them. That's why we're not suppressing them. But you do want to redirect your focus to thoughts of gratitude. Third one is gradual exposure. So this is, here's an example. If you're scared of elevators, what you're supposed to do What psychologists do for people that have an extreme fear of elevators is they show them a picture of an elevator first. Show them a picture of an elevator. And the person goes, oh my God, I can't look at it, I can't look at it, I can't look at it. And then after a while, they can look at the picture without being scared. Then he's like, all right, I'm gonna show you a video of an elevator. Don't freak out, I'm gonna show you a video of an elevator. So he shows them a video of an elevator. Then he's like, okay, we're gonna walk to an elevator, we're not gonna go on it. Then we're gonna stand in an elevator, but we're not gonna push anything. Then we're gonna go in an elevator and push it. It's gradual exposure. Over time, you get less and less afraid because you're taking these little baby steps. So with this technique, this kind of ties into the challenge I'm about to show you guys, but with this technique, you just wanna do small things. When you go out, just say hi to people. Hey, how's it going? Maybe make a video of yourself at home. Talk to the camera like you're talking to somebody. Talk to the camera about how you're socially anxious, which is gonna expose the fear, which is gonna allow you to reframe everything. Because once you dissect this shit, once you break it down, you're gonna realize it's all bullshit. It's all a product of your 50 million year old brain. So, gradual exposure, baby steps, which will tie into the challenge. I'll get into that at the end. The next one, for those of you that want rapid results, maybe you're like, I've had enough of this bullshit. I don't want to deal with this anymore, or you're just the type of cold turkey person. You're a person that can just quit shit and you know that about yourself. This is full immersion. If you're gonna go this route, you want to find the things that make you most socially anxious, the craziest scenarios, and you want to put yourself in that situation as much as possible. Public speaking, you want to sign up for what's it called, Toastmasters. You want to take every speaking gig that's possible. You want to ask to be at as many speaking gigs as possible. This is a technique I'm using right now. Public speaking still gets to me, so I'm public speaking as much as possible. You offer me to speak somewhere, boom, I'm going. Because that is one of my goals, is to be a very comfortable public speaker. So I know that I'm not comfortable now, so I have to fully immerse myself in the experience in order to teach my million-year-old brain, 50 million year old brain, that this is complete bullshit. So full immersion, think of the scariest situation you can put yourself in. For some people, social anxiety is different. For some people, it's small groups. So if small groups freak you out more than talking in front of a bunch of people, get people to invite you, or invite yourself to events where there's only 5 or 6 people. It's pretty simple. Put yourself in the situations that scare you, and the fear will obliterate. Okay, let's get into this challenge. So this challenge is, I'm gonna call this the grocery store challenge. You are gonna go to the grocery store and you're gonna talk to 10 people. When you walk through those double doors, you're not gonna leave the grocery store until you've talked to at least 10 people. I don't care if those people are strangers, if those people are employees, if those people are customers, whoever they are, you have to talk to 10 people before you go out. And it can be a very simple, hey, how's it going? It can be, excuse me. That counts. If you're super anxious about talking to people, if that's a huge fear of yours, you can just say, excuse me, I'm trying to get by. But you want to work yourself up. The bigger challenge is talking to people that aren't there to talk to you. So if you're talking to only employees, maybe you're super anxious, so you can only talk to employees because you know they're going to be nice to you. But the next step is to talk to customers. Talk to people that are just randomly in the aisle. Hey, do you, by chance, I know you don't work here, you want to say that, because if you go in and you ask them where something is, they're going to assume that you think they're working there. I actually did this exercise when I was in middle school. I used to go to the grocery store near my house. It was a walking distance Target, and I used to just ask people questions all the time. And I started out with just the employees, but slowly I worked my way up. So that's it. If you guys are super anxious, try that grocery store challenge. If you guys want to do something a little bit more, just push yourself. Think of the social situations that scare you the most. If you're a student in high school and you're scared of speaking up in class, raise your hand every fucking class. Be that kid. Be the kid that just brings attention to yourself all the time, and then you won't be afraid of that attention anymore. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Help me to get to 4,000 subscribers. Much love. Catch you in the next video.
Grind hard, well done, sir, and welcome to the freaking well show. show. And party central to my well ones. A night of violated hell codes. Dope sells like the charge do, but selling's all about potential. And money speaks, then I'm the main act. I give a damn about the intro. A chain hangs in the building, just to let